The Hawks lose a frustrating game 3-1 to the Calgary Flames. We've got a lot to talk about. Join us next on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Hawks lose 3-1 to the Calgary Flames. I'm Jay Zawaski. That's Greg Boyson. Mario Tirabassi is back at the United Center. Will join us in a little bit. Chloe Thiel is here running the show today. And Greg, this was one of the most aggravating games of the season. And there have been some blowout losses and there have been some bad performances. But this is a team, if you are talking about hanging in there and trying to, hang close to a wild card spot, this is a team you have to beat. This is a team you have to beat. And frankly, this team showed up for about a shift after the Oliver Moore hit, when Connor Murphy fought Joe Farabee. That all happened in a very short sequence. This was just a aggravating game and boring too.
Yeah, I mean,
the second period was 3 hours.
If you're going to lose, at least entertain me. There was none of that either.
If Judd Apatow directed a Hawks game. Ugh. 45 minutes I didn't need. Thank you.
It's okay. You're right. You're absolutely right, though. This is a game the Blackhawks needed to win. This is a team that you've beaten twice already this season. You've outscored them 9-2 in 2 games. They're on the 5th game of their current 5-game road trip where they were 1-3 on the first 4 games. Playing their backup goalie, who has better numbers than their starter, but still their backup goalie. And you score on the first shot of the game. And then, that was it. Game ended right there.
That's about it.
Bad special teams night. Rare bad special teams night for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, they had been 16 for 16 over the last 7 games on a penalty kill, and they give up a shorthanded goal. Look, you're not going to be perfect on the power play. You're not going to be perfect on the penalty kill. You're going to have those kind of nights. But you would hope that your special teams, we've said this many times on the show before, when you don't have it, getting your special teams together is usually the way you can fix things. Look, again, it's not going to be a perfect penalty kill. They're not going to be 100% for the year. They're ranked second in the NHL, so they know what they're doing. But man, that shorthanded goal was an illustration of everything that went wrong in this game today. Is you had starting the breakout, right? Artem Levshov gets the puck to Burakovsky. Burakovsky gives it to Bedard. Bedard gives it right back to Burakovsky, who I don't think expects it, is behind Bedard, and he tries to get it over to Tyler Bertuzzi, who's on the left wing boards, and they can't get it done, and it's off the other way. Too many cute passes, too many blind looks, way too many of those tonight. And then when you did get opportunities, once again, they're either not on net or they're fumbled or they're thrown into a corner where nothing comes of it. Just aggravating start to finish.
Yeah, coming into the night, Blackhawks had the second best penalty kill in the league. The penalty kill's been really good. 16 for 16 since the new year. And they gave up the early power play goal, and then the power play, 7th best in the NHL this season. Just like every team, you're going to have hot stretches, and you're going to have stretches, but they give up the shorty, and then the rest of the night, it was piss poor.
Yeah.
1 shot on goal in 8 minutes of power play.
That cannot happen.
And that came on the 4th power play.
No.
The top unit, those first 3 power plays, couldn't even get the puck in the freaking zone.
No.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was just a bad performance all nights. It's frustrating. And I think it's Jerry says in a chat, the Hawks and Flames had the same number of points. They're on the same level, Jay. Sure, but when you look at the rosters, you also went a month without Connor Bedard. You're on to about a month without Frank Nazar. Sure, the Flames have had some injuries too, but like if we're talking about getting to that point of turning this corner and being competitive and considering not selling at the deadline, keeping Dickinson and Murphy around for a run, these are the ones you got to have. I mean, you got to have them.
They got the same amount of points as the Flames, but they're not. This is a team that the Blackhawks handily beat twice this season. Connor Bedard, 7 points in the first two games against this team. So apparently you got to have Connor Bedard go crazy to beat the Flames. But this is a team you should beat, especially at home, especially in the situations where as I said, Flames closing out a 5-game road trip. Flames had 3 wins in their last 11 games.
They're ripe.
This is a team to beat, and you only allowed 2 goals, which should get you a win on most nights.
Yeah,
but
third goal is an empty netter.
Yeah, you give up 2 goals and you get 4 power plays. You should at least get a point out of that game. At the very least, a point out of that game.
It just watching this game, like the second half of the second period and the third period, you're just kind of waiting for it to start clicking and waiting for like, okay, maybe this is the shift where they get it together and don't turn it over and get pucks on net and get good scoring chances. And it just never came. It never happened in the course of this game. High danger chances in this game, 6-6 at 5-on-5 for both teams.
That's bad.
Only 20 high danger chances the entire game, 12 for the Flames, 8 for the Hawks. That's at all strengths. That is a low event hockey game. And the Hawks have the lineup that should be able to generate high danger chances. Yeah, they're going to give some up, but they should be able to generate more than just 6 at 5-on-5.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of meh in this game today. The special teams let them down, which is very rare for this team to have both of them have a bad night at the same time in the same period. As mentioned throughout the chat, Andre Burakovsky.
Awful.
Terrible puck management game today. Yeah. I don't get what constitutes a giveaway by NHL scoring standards. They said he only had 1.
No.
He's had 3 since the game ended.
Steve Burakovsky in the score sheet, keeping tabs of the giveaways.
He just a bad game. Like, okay, you mentioned the one that led to the shorthanded goal. You know, he probably wasn't expecting the puck right back. You know, he makes the turnover right before the empty net goal.
That's the one that bothers me.
He had
more.
A couple others.
Yeah.
I marked him down early in the second period. He had 2 on back-to-back shifts. He's just so damn easy to take the puck away
and he's
from.
A big dude.
Even on that play with Bedard, Anderson just comes in and just, with his stick, no contact, just pokes it away.
Yeah.
It's too damn easy. Even if you're not expecting the puck, use that body to shield it. He doesn't do that. It's frustrating to watch. And another thing that was a big letdown tonight was the Ryan Donato, Oliver Moore, Nick Lardis ghost line tonight.
Yeah.
1 shot attempt out of that line tonight.
Oh, they ended with 2.
Well, Lardis is
2-2.
Lardis is shot at. Okay. Then I missed one.
2-4-2 against. Still though
2. I had none in the first 2 periods.
Yeah.
0 shot attempts on the night for Ryan Donato. Who, when I asked Jeff Blashill this morning, what are you expecting to see? Putting Donato there, and he said Ryan Donato is a guy that will shoot the puck into the net. When?
Ready. We are ready and waiting.
The game has been started and over, and we're still waiting for him to shoot the puck.
No attempts.
He had the
1306.
0 shot attempts from a guy who had 30 goals last season. That's not acceptable. Part of the reason Ryan Donato only has 10 goals and is on pace for a far less productive season than last year is because he's not shooting the puck as much as he did last year. Last year, he had 182 shots. He's on pace for 139 this year.
Look,
and he's shooting at 5% less. He's shooting fewer and shooting at a lower shooting percentage. That's a recipe for disaster.
Well, we knew the shooting percentage was not going to be what it was last year. It's a huge part.
At almost 13%. That's still pretty damn good.
Put on the nets. And like we talked about this last game too, is Ryan Donato gets the puck and he's got a scoring chance and he's like, look at me. No, you're Ryan Donato. Do what you do best, man. It's nothing against you. Like, you don't see Foligno doing that. You don't see Dickinson doing that. These are really accomplished, respected players. Jason Dickinson is going to get calls at the deadline. Nick Foligno is one of the most respected hockey players of all time because they just know who they are and they play their game. I know you scored 31 goals last year, but you're not going to dipsy-do around people. That's not your game. You got 31 goals because you played the simple Ryan Donato game, and it got you paid, and it got you term, something you've never had in your career. And now all of a sudden that you have those things, now you're going to try to reinvent yourself? You reinvented yourself to get the 31 goals. Everyone was praising you like, hey, worked on his speed, worked on these specific things. And then Connor Bedard followed his lead and kind of like, making his offseason routine more specific. Everyone praised Ryan Donato for that. And then this year, he thinks he's Alexander Mogilny. Yeah, it's like, dude, no.
He's not.
Keep it simple.
He's not playing inside the dots as much as he did last year. And I know his role is a little different than last year. Last year, he had a lot more time top six.
Sure.
A lot more power play time this year. Jeff Blashill's used him differently. He's played him, on that Dickinson line a bit. He's played him on the fourth line. He's used him up and down the lineup, so his playing time's been affected, and his line mates have been affected. So that's a factor to all this. But yeah, you're right. He needs to have a shooter's mentality, and he's just not doing that. 46. Now we're in the 47 games this year. Again, he's on pace for, it's going to be less. He was on pace for 139 shots coming in tonight, but with no shots on goal, that's going to dip. So he's going to have about 40 less, almost 50 less shots than he did last year. And a lot fewer goals.
Yeah, and like you said, opportunity is part of it, but you just expect more from him. And it's not so much like it'd be one thing if he was playing the same way and getting scoring chances and they weren't going in. You say, hey, look, last year he had some puck luck. This year he's just not. But if you stick with it and keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get results. I'm not seeing it from him, man. And I like the response on the Oliver Moore hit. I know he works his ass off. I'm glad he's a Hawk, but I just need him to get back to what he did to get him this new contract. And everyone was really happy with that contract when it was signed because we had been speculating like $5 million, $6 million. He scored 31 goals. What is it, four something? 4 and change?
4x4.
Yeah, like great. But why would you, now that you get that,
he got the
change the
Hacksaw
way
Jim
you do
Duggan
things?
contract, 4x4.
Why? Someone I was listening to somebody. I forget who it was. Might have been someone talking about Rick Bowness before Rick Bowness was the Ass Jackets head coach, saying like sometime. Oh no, it was Dale Talon. Someone was quoting Dale Talon, and it was about Brian Campbell. Like sometimes when you sign these new contracts, you feel you have to go out and like prove that you have earned that. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of that with Ryan Donato right now by saying, hey, look, you're paying me $4 million, so I need to go out and do the thing. No, just do the thing you did to get the $4 million and everyone will be happy. He is not the reason the Hawks lost, by the way. Neither is Andre Burakovsky. This is a team loss top to bottom.
Right, no, those, yeah.
But there's some of the frustrating things that stood out.
Bless you.
Bless you, Chloe. Yes.
That was you timed it well. We had just finished a thought, and there it is.
All right, we got to hit the break zone for the first time. We've got 2 Game Puck nominees today, and it is presented by Game Day Men's Health. Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find the locations closest to you. We nominated Nick Foligno, who scored a goal, number 249 of his career. Didn't have a great night analytically, but that's a dude who showed up today from start to finish.
I like
was
that
trying to make things happen.
I like
drew
that
penalty.
fourth line. That fourth line played well tonight.
Yes, and then Louis Crevier, who just played a very, like we're talking about, a very simple game. Had 4 shots on goal, 6 shot attempts, 3 block shots, and 17 of ice time. So those are our 2 nominees for the
100th NHL game for Louis Crevier tonight. For him. Something that I don't think anybody thought would ever happen.
Not this quickly.
I mean, when he was drafted in his first couple years in the ECHL and the AHL, I didn't think 100 one NHL game would even be a thing, but he got 100 in. So congrats to Louis Crevier and a real nice game from him tonight.
All right, those are your nominees. Get your votes in. We'll reveal the winner at the end of the show. Stick around. We're going to hear from Connor Murphy when we come back from break on CHGO Blackhawks. Game day is almost here in Chicago, and Dick's Sporting Goods is your destination for the latest Chicago Bears jerseys, tees, hats, fleece, and cold weather gear to get you ready for the big game on Sunday night. New arrivals include good, better, best styles from brands like Nike and 47. Shop in-store or online at dicks.com or get your gear fast with easy pickup options. Every game starts at Dick's, and they've got the specific Cubs and Hawks podcast stuff there as well, the CHGO merch. Dick's Sporting Goods is your destination for officially licensed gear to support all your favorite Chicago teams. Get ready for the big home game on Sunday night with the latest Chicago Bears jerseys, tees, hats, fleece, and cold weather gear for the whole family. Shop in-store or online at dicks.com or get your gear fast with quick and easy pickup. Every game starts at Dick's. Get ready for Sunday. It's going to be cold, Rams. Get ready for that. And you want to get your financial life in order, and it can be stressful sometimes. And when you do that, you want to have some good support from good people. So whether it's on the field or in your financial life, the best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. At Old National Bank, they believe every play matters, from everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking. Their team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. Sports references, get it? So whether you're celebrating a win, rebuilding after a tough loss, or gearing up for whatever comes next, they've got your back with tools, guidance, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. I can speak from experience. The people at Old National are outstanding. They make you feel supported and cared for every step of the way. That's what you want in your bank. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Member FDIC. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks, and Sarah's back. She was at the Hawks game. Thank you, Sarah. She said she loves fighting.
How was your experience?
I love fighting.
That's it.
I want more fighting.
More blood. She paid for blood.
She sounds like the kids at the end of the intermission.
Yes.
I like fighting.
By the way, did you see
violence?
The girl at the
Yes.
Capitals game? They're same idea.
Yeah.
The John Hansen of the Capitals.
Hey.
Wait, I have to ask you a question.
He interviews this little girl. What do you love about hockey? She just goes, violence. That was it. So sign
Was
her
she
up.
part of that brawl? The kid
No,
brawl
I think
from
that was a different thing. I think.
I think that was in the AHL.
I don't know. It was awesome though. So I'm here for it. Good stuff. Let's sign her up. Let's get her in the arena and get her a Hawks jersey. All right, let's hear from Blackhawks alternate captain Connor Murphy.
Speaking of violence,
the most entertaining part of this game, he lays out Joe Farabee, and he hurts himself a little bit, and not like he's injured, but like slow to get up, maybe knocked the wind out of himself, and Farabee wants to fight him. Connor Murphy is kneeling and saying, I'm not fighting you right now, and then Farabee pushes him again. Murph says, okay, fine. We're going to fight. And then Murphy proceeds to beat the crap out of Joel Farabee. Well, it lands like 3 or 4 uppercuts, and it's over.
Joel Farabee is the guy that injured Frank Nazar in that first game with that BS cross-check to the leg, hip area that took him out for a couple games. So, cashing receipts in somebody's face with your fist is always a good idea.
Joel Farabee deserves to be beaten because his name rhymes with Wayne Larrivee.
And, he's a traitor.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from Connor Murphy.
It was a tough game to really get anything going, and how much more does that hurt when you can't get something on the power play?
It's frustrating. We had a lot of power play looks, but power play was kind of a story of our whole 5-on-5 as well, just being disconnected, and our level of execution 5-on-5 was not there tonight. It needs to be, especially at home, for us to be able to play with the pace that we have. You got to be clean, and we weren't clean tonight.
You surprised by that halfway through the year to have a game like this?
It's a long season. There's a lot of games, so things happen. So I'm not surprised that it can happen, but it is frustrating just because we feel like we've been at home for a bit now, and we don't have an excuse of being fatigued or being disconnected anyway. We had a good practice yesterday and feel like we should have been better tonight overall. They are a hard-checking team, so they don't make it easy. Their whole lineup plays pretty hard with their sticks and checking through bodies, so it makes it a bit of a challenge. So we try to stay with it, but unfortunately we just couldn't break through to get a goal.
You have to believe that it's correctable, that you guys can make changes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's as much like changing systematically or anything, or maybe a bit of mindset or just a bit of extra focus, knowing this time of year, as we get deeper into games, teams are tighter with their checking, and especially when they come on the road, they want to play a strict defensive game. So we can't feed into that and give them easy chances. And then when they do play structure like that, we have to be clean and support each other to get up the ice and be able to be connected in their zone to really put them on their heels, and that really creates more chances.
It didn't seem like there was any attempt there, but do you feel obligated to fight in that situation when you're asked to? Or?
Yeah, the guy's standing there asking the whole time. I feel like eventually guys are going to all game be poking you to fight anyway, so you might as well do it right away. I got that it would knock to the guy's helmet was in my chest, so I kind of couldn't breathe for a bit, so I wanted him to wait a second, and I was able to get out of the way.
Is there something about this team that brings that out of you guys? It seems like each matchup this season's been pretty rough.
Physical, yeah. There's intensity in the season for sure, and I don't know if I'd say this team more than others. We've had years in the past where we've had plenty of fights. We had Patty Maroon last year, and I don't know if it's because teams don't want to start a lot when it's a guy like that on the other side. So it's just every game and season has a life of its own. But I think it's honestly good to have some of that physicality and some of the scrums. It gets emotion in the building, even for the fans and for us. And you play every odd day in a busy Olympic year schedule. You want to bring out emotion how you can in games and really get some passion and fire in us.
How do you kind of determine that how do you determine the line between like matching the physicality of the team and staying disciplined, or is that a thought you guys have?
Yeah. Discipline more comes from the stick stuff, the stick penalties and reaching. The physicality, if a guy gets a penalty for being rough on a player or getting a hit, maybe that's caused a penalty. You're going to kill those, and that still brings that edge we want to have. But it's the stick penalties and the ones that we have from not getting our body in front of guys, and it's just habits that we want to have.
That was Connor Murphy, and that is our new Checking It Out segment, sponsored by Old National Bank. Every play matters, whether it's on the field or in your financial life. The best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Member FDIC, which is good to know. I don't know what that means, but I think it's good because all the banks talk about it.
It means if the bank gets robbed, they'll give you your money.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So if there's a run like in It's a Wonderful Life, my money's protected.
Exactly.
I don't have to give 50 cents on a dollar to Mr. Potter.
Yeah, if Uncle Billy was
Classic
FDIC,
Uncle Billy.
He wouldn't have had to worry about it.
How do you lose $8,000? That is a sizable piece of money.
If
you've never seen the Onion review of It's a Wonderful Life, you've got to find it. It is the funniest thing of all time. I have a shirt that says Classic Uncle Billy Horse Beep, but it doesn't say beep. It says the actual word.
Poor Uncle Billy.
Whatever happens with Connor Murphy, whether he is gone at the deadline or gone at the end of this year or somehow returns, I am going to miss him when he's gone. He is an excellent, thoughtful dude, clearly a leader of this team, always gives everything he's got. I think that he will go down as one of the least appreciated Hawks of all time. And is he a perfect defenseman? No. But he is a very solid defenseman that plays hockey, that winning hockey we talk about all the time. He has done that since stepping foot in Chicago. And whenever it ends, he will be missed in these parts. In the room, on the ice, everywhere.
Yeah, underappreciated is a very good term for Connor Murphy. Obviously, he was traded for Nicholas Jarmelson, a beloved member of 3 championship teams, an absolute warrior of a player. Murphy cut from that same cloth.
Definitely.
Willing to sacrifice the body. When you look at it now, the Blackhawks won that trade by a mile.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah, and Nicholas Jarmelson was not the same player.
No, he was not.
With the Coyotes.
Coyotes, R.I.P. in peace.
All those years of those long Stanley Cup runs caught up to him in the dry air of the Arizona desert. What a shame. But Connor Murphy, traded for a beloved player from a historic era of this team. It's tough to replace a guy like that. And he's also played for a lot of really crappy teams.
100%.
Crappy, bad defensive teams.
Yeah.
The underappreciated is right. He brings a lot to this team, on and off the ice. He's always one of the guys that after a tough loss like tonight, he's the guy
always
that
there.
is facing the microphones and willing to point the thumbs inward more times than not.
Probably more than he needs to.
Yeah, and sticks up for his teammates, both on the ice with his play and in the locker room too. He defends his teammates well. A good leader, a good mentor for these young defensemen. I think I don't have any inside information on this, but I just feel the way Kyle Davidson operates, I think he's going to let Connor Murphy decide if he wants to go to a contender. He'll have that choice conversation like, hey, if you want to go on a run, you want to go to the Panthers, you want to go to the Oilers, you want to go to the Maple Leafs and play in the playoffs, I'll make it happen.
Right.
Tell me who you want to go to, and I'll call them first.
Yeah.
If you want to stay here and finish this out, and you got your young family, you're invested, cool.
Yeah.
Because what he brings to you, even is worth more than the 4th round pick you're going to get for him.
Yes.
So he'll hopefully, I feel he'll let Connor Murphy decide if he wants. Same thing he did with Pat Maroon and Alec Martinez last year. And those guys don't have the same tenure and respect that Connor Murphy's had over this, 8 years he's been here? 9 years?
He's been here longer. I saw a note that he's been here longer than Marian Hossa was here.
Yeah, he's been here longer than Nicholas Jarmelson was.
Yeah.
Like, he's been here for a really long time.
Let's see, this is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th season with the Hawks.
Yeah, that's a long time. So I really think
you got to give him.
Davidson will give him that same respect where you say, hey, you want to get traded? I'll get you out of here.
You do that for him. You do it for Foligno, and I think you probably do it for Jason Dickinson too.
Probably.
I think that those three guys, and Dickinson
maybe
a
not.
different way, but I think
I think out of those 3 guys, Jason Dickinson probably gets you the
biggest return. I would imagine so.
Get you a 3rd rounder instead of a 4th rounder.
I would think so. Yeah,
but defensemen are really valuable at the deadline. So
I think you say to at least Murphy and Foligno, hey, we're not actively trying to move you, but we've gotten some calls. Yeah. Are you open to it? We will work with you through every step of the way to make sure you end up somewhere you want to be.
What do you want?
What do you want to do?
It's the same. It's the same way that Nashville is approaching some of their veterans, even though they've been playing a lot better. But some of their veteran players, like a Ryan O'Reilly or even a Steven Stamkos, have come up in trade rumors. But Barry Trotz has said, they don't have no trade clauses, but if they don't want to get traded, I'm going to respect that. So we'll see what happens.
Players appreciate that, and I heard.
That's the type of things that other players hear about, and it looks good on you to where hey, you treated these guys right. And if it comes to the decision to sign for the Blackhawks or sign with another team, that weighs into it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they talked about in 32 Thoughts this week. It's just that notion of players around the league notice when organizations treat guys well, and it goes a long way. Lebowski 55 with an interesting question: is Connor Murphy this generation's Steve Smith? Smith was a little more, and
both
not
were
that
number
Murphy
5,
isn't
yes.
physical. Steve Smith had a little more of a red ass than Murphy.
Yeah. He was
but I can see the comparison. Hard nosed, kind of a no nonsense, no frills, stay at home.
Did a lot of
defenseman.
the dirty work that goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
That doesn't get you in the Hall of Fame, doesn't get you on the the news highlights.
I love Steve Smith.
But Steve Smith was Murphy will play physical. Murphy will drop the gloves like we saw him tonight. Steve Smith sought it out. Like, he was like, Connor Murphy does it when the situation dictates it. Steve Smith dictated it.
Even before pummeling Joel Farabee, I almost said Wayne Larrabee, Connor Murphy just kind of had a smile on his face like,
you sure you want to do this?
All right.
you want me to stay on my knees, give you a fair shot?
As Caleb Williams said, you wanted it, you got it. So there you go. All right, Mario is standing by from the UC. We're going to hit the break zone. Make sure you hit that like button. We've not asked you to hit the like button yet, and yet many of you have already done it. We appreciate that very much, but let's at least get over 100 likes for this show. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Mario Tirabassi from the United Center on CHGO Blackhawks. As a man, are you starting to feel like you have low energy throughout the day? Yes, I do. Do you not have the same motivation and drive? Correct. Seeing that scale move up and hair fall out? All right, wait a minute. This is getting very personal. This might all be the result of low testosterone. It's very common as you age and something to be mindful of. So whether it's peak performance or becoming a better father, better husband, or better man, Game Day Men's Health wants to support every man's health journey through personalized care tailored to your goals. Check them out. Quick and easy process. You'll be in and out of their clinics in under an hour. They've got a great success rate. It's personalized care and they're family and locally owned clinics. That's what you want. You can be anywhere from 27 and up in age. So feel better and have more energy. Do it now. Start your best life with Game Day Men's Health. Check out their locations in Skokie, Naperville, Libertyville, and more, or scan the QR code on your screen right now. Go to Game Day CHGO to find the locations closest to you. And you know what's tough this time of year when you're trying to eat healthy and work out and do all the things you need to do is making sure you get enough protein. It can be a very challenging thing. And if you're looking to get some protein in your life, Huel right here is the way to go. You've got a lot of options, including their high protein starter kit. That includes the Black Edition ready to drink, which is 35 grams of protein, a full complete meal, ready to go, no thinking required, which is great for me. And they've got the Black Edition powder, 40 grams of protein, customizable, and it actually tastes good. No artificial colors or flavors, anything like that. 27 essential vitamins and minerals, gluten-free. So stock up on your protein with Huel. Right now, get Huel's full high-protein starter kit with 20% off using our code Blackhawks20 at Huel.com/Blackhawks20. New customers only. Don't miss it. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks, and now we are going to head out to the United Center and welcome in Mario Tirabassi, who was in the locker room and was there when Jeff Blashill spoke after the game. Mario, welcome in.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going dashingly. I don't know. Is that a word? I just made it up.
It is now.
We were talking about this game reluctantly and just sort of categorized it as one of the most aggravating 60 minutes the Hawks have put together all season, because you did feel like at any moment, if they could just figure things out, they could tie it and potentially win it. Want to get your take on it and maybe the thoughts. We heard from Connor Murphy, but maybe some of the thoughts after the game.
Yeah, I mean, you get off to a really good start. 3 minutes into the game, Nick Foligno scores. You're up 1-0. Like, coming off of the Oilers game where an hour before the game we learned Connor Bedard's not going to be able to play. I got sick and tired of hearing how sick and tired these guys were, and hearing which ends it was coming out of. So I just wanted to get back to a healthy squad and get back to some hockey and close to a full strength team. You get out to the 1-0 lead and you feel pretty good about yourselves. And then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, you're down 2-1. So you just weren't able to sustain that good start to a game, which this team needed. Like this is a Flames team that they've played well against this season. They've played tough this season against the Flames. And when you're looking at it, you want to talk about, the point difference between where they are in the bottom of the standings or where they are in the wild card. This is a team that you kind of need to beat if you want to continue to talk about yourselves in that wild card chase. And you let a 2-point opportunity slip away tonight. And once you're down 2-1, it's just a weird, Jeff Blashill described it as a weird game. They just could not find a rhythm. A lot of it was self-inflicted challenges that they put themselves in a hole and just weren't able to find their way out of it.
Yeah, that's basically the sentiment we had. You just could not sustain anything. And a night where your special teams, for the first time in a long time, really let you down. 4 power plays and, what, they get 1 shot, we said? One total shot on goal. And then they give up a shorthanded goal. Just like, terrible. That just can't. You can't have games like that. Look, like, you're right. We said the same thing. Like, Calgary, if you want to be in the conversation, it's a team you got to beat. And yes, you're going to have nights like this, but this was just such a massively missed opportunity for the Hawks to play a team on the back end of a 5-game trip, reeling, ready to lose. They're selling at the deadline. This team has no plans on contending anytime soon, and they were ripe for the picking. And you just let them skate out of here with 2 points. It's so aggravating.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you see a team like the Hawks tonight, where that they can play so much better, and they just weren't able to find collectively, weren't able to find themselves, stuck in like second gear, right? To steal a line from the Friends theme song, it's just they could not get to that extra level where you had any semblance of like, oh yeah, they can get back into this game. Like, it just felt like they were fighting an uphill battle mainly against themselves. The puck possession and turnovers tonight were really a big problem. And obviously the shorthanded goal given up was just a killer, even if it's, in the first period. The way that game played out the rest of the way, you never thought, I didn't feel like very confident that they had the ability to really like pull it back. And in a 2-1 game, like, to feel like they don't have it tonight, like that's tough. And you felt the energy in the crowd tonight outside of the scrums and the ruckus and the fights. Like, it was pretty down. So I mean, it was the lowest crowd that they've had since the beginning of the season in October. But again, like, Connor Murphy talked about it. Like, you got to find ways in mid-January, especially when you're playing game after game after game with this condensed schedule. You got to find ways to pull yourself into it. And if it is obliging a fight or, anything like that, that's got to be your spark. Like, you got to try and get in there. And, I just felt like they weren't able to sustain any of that momentum that they tried to generate themselves or tried to create, through their play.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's what made it a little more frustrating tonight. Was we've seen this team recently find ways to win games where they didn't have, their best foot forward. That Vegas game comes to mind. They weren't dynamic in that game by any means, but they grinded it out and got a win. The Nashville game just this last weekend, they found a way, in a bad situation, second of back-to-backs, everybody's sick, you got your AHL goalies, all that stuff, and they still found a way to win 3-0. I figure a team against Calgary, okay, you might not get up for it, though you should, because of everything that happened in the first 2 games with these guys. There's obviously some animosity there, and it's just not really sustain anything. It was a frustrating night, but there'll be some great energy in the building the next 2 nights, so hopefully they feed off of that to play better. If you can't get up for the Bruins on Saturday on banner night with all the cup-winning Hawks in the building, and then Jonathan Taves return on Monday, the building will be electric. Then there's some bigger problems.
Yeah, absolutely. You show Keith before the game, you show him in the box, and you show him alongside with Hossa. Like, all those, a lot of those guys are already in town, So you get the pops from showing those guys, and you thought that would probably give the players a little bit of a boost, but I just weren't able to feed off it.
I don't know if that matters to the guys on the ice, and I think it should, but apparently
it gets the crowd energy up. Like, I'm not even saying like, oh, there's Marian Hossa, I need to play better. No, it's like the energy in the arena. Like, that's something that I would imagine those guys would try and feed off of. Like, oh, hey, like, let's there's a buzz here. Like, even if it's minuscule. Like there's got to be a little bit of a jump coming from that.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm just, to me too, like the fact that you had the Murphy hit and fight, and then you had Ryan Donato stand up for Oliver Moore, and a bunch of penalties given, and you thought that was going to be the igniter, and it just nothing. And sure, you're shorthanded for 4 minutes, but then the Flames take a penalty, negating 2 minutes of it, and you think, okay, like here's the chance to get in. Maybe it's because it happened in the end of the period or whatever, but how do you get no juice as a team from those two combined incidents that happened a few minutes apart? I just don't understand how that did nothing. How it did nothing for them. I don't know. And it's very easy to sit here and question the effort and all those things, but look, like we all saw, if we want to isolate it down to one play, Hawks have an empty net, a play along the boards, Andre Burakovsky hardly pressured and just coughs the puck up on his backhand, not hard on the puck. The things that Jeff Blashill's been preaching all year, that right there before our eyes, that winning hockey did not happen. And that's something we have not seen from this team a lot this year, regardless of result. Even when they get waxed, most of the time you feel like, hey, the effort there was solid. Top to bottom, I just did not like this performance at all. And you'd feel like coming off that loss to the Oilers where you felt like, we weren't at our best. Let's get that bad taste out of our mouth. We had a nice practice yesterday, very intense. Jeff Blashill at the end of it said how pleased he was with it. And you come out and lay a wet fart like this in front of your fans. It's awful. It sucks. And look, I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, yeah, whatever. It's one loss, but it's just one that got away. It didn't have to go this way and shouldn't have.
Yep. Let's hear Jeff Blashill's assessment of the game to confirm what our eyes saw.
An interesting game. It was kind of a little bit of a weird game. I mean, I would say I think we've done a pretty good job of either winning games or putting ourselves in a really good position on special teams, over the course of the season. And tonight, we were -2 in special teams. And it is hard to win games in this league without a great amount of firepower. When you lose that special teams battle by 2 like that. Where I thought we really got disconnected a bit was in the third for me, more than anything else. We had momentum coming out of the second. I think we had outchanced them 10-4. Had some real looks, didn't score, but it felt like it had a little momentum, and we couldn't carry that forward in the third. So we're gonna look at why. Disconnected for sure. Just felt like maybe we weren't as predictable to each other. Maybe we were looking for an extra play, and when you do that, then if it doesn't happen, guys are kind of standing still. It definitely seemed like we couldn't generate ozone time, and so we couldn't end up with any kind of tilt the ice situation. So they were defending fresh, and it's hard to generate much then.
I will give Jeff Blashill weird. I will not give him interesting. It was not interesting at all.
Disconnected is a very good.
That is a good word for it.
That's the perfect way to describe
Yes.
how the Blackhawks played tonight. Disconnected, because that was that's what it was. Not interesting.
Yeah, the pucks were disconnected from their sticks
frequently.
Couldn't control anything tonight. And yeah, Burakovsky, the 2 plays that led directly to goals were pretty bad, but there were just a number of times where I just felt like a play to get into the offensive zone, some momentum, cycling the puck, like anything like that. Like it hit his stick and it just stopped. Like the momentum, the play generation just stopped with him. And it's not something that you would predict from him very often. You'd want him to be one of those guys that you can rely on. And early on in the season, he really was. So I don't know what tonight was all about, but the effort from him was lacking for sure. And when you have those guys that you want to rely on, when one of them is falling short, and then the rest of the team is also got their issues, like it just didn't seem like anybody was able to really like dig in and drag this team out of it. So that's tough when you don't have someone that you feel like you can rely on in those situations to actually rely on.
Yeah, very, very frustrating.
There were the 2 Bedard plays. He made nice. I think it was on the power play where he finds Bertuzzi at the side of the net who missed from his spot he normally scores in. And then
he had a post today too.
Yeah, and then there was the play in the second period where he made a really nice defensive play to poke the puck loose and then skated up through center ice, spinorama, finds Burakovsky almost in the same exact spot he found Bertuzzi at, and Burakovsky can't.
Just shot it right at him. Yeah, shot it right in Cooley's chest. And then you had another one where he set up Grizzlick.
Yeah.
For a really nice play.
So he was dishing it out, and he had a few plays where, he was changing the angle of his shot, getting it around defensemen, and when he did get it on the net, Cooley was there to make the stops. But the very few chances they actually generated, they couldn't. They either missed the net or shot it right into the flaming sea in the center of his chest.
Ugh. All right. Anything else we need to know before we spring you?
I heard you guys talking about about Connor Murphy being one of, probably will go down as one of the most underappreciated Blackhawks. Here's a list of some of the players that he has played more games as a Blackhawk than. Marian Hossa, Alexei Zamnov, Jeremy Roenick, Marcus Kruger, Al Secord, Bob Probert, Dave Manson, Brandon Saad, Daryl Sutter, Brian Bickle. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he really has.
And yeah, like I feel like you guys are talking about it. Like it just feels like for him, like he's due to get to a better situation because he was in Arizona and they had no hope of doing anything while he was there. And then he gets to Chicago at the end of the fun times, and he's just never really experienced any greatness here, not even goodness here. So I think for him as a hockey player, he deserves to go somewhere that's going to contend, because I think he's a guy that any contender would love to have, and I think you're going to probably get some pretty interesting offers for him. I know he's not the top defenseman on the market, but teams, that swing and miss on the first choice that they have, they might have him as a second guy that they look to on their list. So I think that would be interesting. But as the person, he's been here in Chicago a long time. He's got a lot of his life here, and he's got a young family to consider, and it's tough. And it's there's the business side, and then there's the life side of hockey. But I think your point of Kyle Davidson kind of probably doing right by him in both aspects is going to be on the table for when trade deadline comes around. But I think through this stretch of the Blackhawks, these last 8-9 years, he's been one of the constants that you could really rely on for leadership. Even though he's not the most highlight reel worthy guy, he's been one of the more steady players that you can kind of understand what he's going to bring to the table night in and night out, and usually delivers on it. But yeah, I think he's been a very nice player to have. It's just he hasn't really been able to be on a team that's had any real success.
Yeah, well said. And we'll see if he ends the season here. I'm cool with it. If they trade him, I'm happy for him. We'll see what the next few weeks bring. Thanks, Mario.
All right, see you guys.
All right, that is Mario Tirabassi from the United Center. Follow him on Twitter at Mario_Tirabassi if you still like to visit the hellscape. That is Twitter. All right, we got to hit the break zone. We're a little bit late, so stick around. Hit that like button if you've not already. Back in 2 minutes. Is there anything better in getting back to the roots of hockey, the nostalgia of the outdoor rinks? Guess what? You can get it in Wisconsin, the 4th annual Sand County Classic at Sand Valley. It's January 30th through February 1st, 4-on-4 round-robin hockey play with multiple outdoor rinks in a beautiful setting. Snow-capped dunes, red pines. It's absolutely gorgeous. Divisions for all, 21+, 30+, 40+, with advanced and beginner tiers, so there is hockey for everyone. They've got hospitality with food and drinks that overlook the rinks, swag bags, shuttle service, meals, everything you need, and they're all-inclusive packages with cottages literally steps from the ice. Team registration is open right now, so get on it. January 30th is when it begins. You're running out of time. Go to sandvalley.com to get your team registered. Again, that's the 4th annual Sand County Classic at Sand Valley, sandvalley.com. And is there anything better than attending a hockey game in person? No, there's not. Well, the Game Time app gives the advantage back to you, the hockey fan. It is the hack for unlocking great deals on amazing seats and experiences in just a few taps. Super easy to use. You should know by now. And the Game Time guarantee means you know you're going to get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. And fees are always included, so there's no freaking annoying surprises at the end. If it says $50, it's $50. Take it to the bank. Get the panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. So again, no surprises. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use our code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, download the app, use the code CHGO for $20 off. Get some NHL tickets now. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks, and now it's time to award our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck. It is Nick Foligno, better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. I think it was like 70% for Foligno in this one. 249 goals on his career. Speaking of that, a familiar name, Jonathan Toews. Goals in 4 straight. Scored his 900th career point today.
Good for him. Goals in 4 straight after going 26 games without a goal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the Jets are starting to win some games. They pounded everybody's favorite Minnesota Wild tonight. And Quinn Hughes' defense didn't do crap for them tonight. Jets are starting to heat up. They're still a very good team. They were at the bottom of the Western Conference for a little bit. They aren't anymore. That belongs to the Vancouver Canucks, who are bad.
Connor Bedard, can't wait to go there.
Yeah, oh yeah, can't wait to go to that dysfunction so they can trade him 2 years after they get him right back to the Blackhawks. But good for Jonathan Toews. We'll see him a lot over the next couple of games. I'm sure he's going to be all over the banner year night coming Saturday.
Yeah, that's if you're going Saturday, the Hawks did send out like a kind of a event layout. So 4:30. The atrium opens. You'll be able to explore the exhibits, all those sort of things. At 5:30, the United Center gates open, so you can get in the building. First 8,000 fans get a Duncan Keith bobblehead. Mm-hmm. And then at 5:45, the alumni Q&A, Darren Pang with Dustin Byfuglien, Troy Brouwer, Dave Bowen, Marcus Kruger, Andrew Shaw, and Antoine Vermette, which is interesting. And then 6:30, they want you in your seats so you can see the pregame ceremony emceed by the one and only Pat Foley.
Dave Bowen and Dustin Byfuglien on a live microphone after how many pops before they get to the stage? That could be wild right there. Did Marcus Kruger bring Antoine Frondel with him? That
would be nice. I would appreciate if he did that. Yes, that would be wonderful. It's time.
Should be fun. And there's going to be a lot of other Blackhawk guys there. Obviously, Duncan Keith and Marion Host are at the game tonight. They're sticking around. Corey Crawford will be there. I know Brian Bickle will be there. You got to have both ends of the 17 seconds.
Yeah, you have to.
Against the Bruins. I love the fact that they're doing this against the Bruins just to kind of give them one last little, hey, guys, remember this? This was fun.
Will Johnny Oduya be there to analyze people's leaving
stuff? I gotta do that with the dogs tomorrow at the vet.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, there's 2 Ziploc bags in my refrigerator that says "Do not touch."
That's
anyway. I hope Johnny Oduya is there, and I hope he's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah,
because is there any other way to enjoy Johnny Oduya than shirtless?
No.
But yes, and then Jonathan Toews is here on Monday. And
for
the Red Hot Jets.
That'll be fun. It's going to be interesting.
There's going to be a lot. All I know is Monday night, I wish I had $1 for every 19 Toews jersey that will be in attendance.
If you've got it, wear it.
I'd have a lot of dollars.
Yeah, it's the night to wear it for sure. It's going to be interesting to see how, it's going to be a great reception for him. There's no doubt about it. I have more, just personally, I have more fondness for him than I do for Kane.
I agree with that.
And I don't know if that really represents Hawks fans necessarily. I probably think you probably have your Team Taves, Team Kane guys.
I don't think this will have the same buzz as Patrick Kane's return for numerous reasons. A, because Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tave's been gone for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say he was forgotten, but there isn't that newness to him. Not on the Blackhawks.
Right.
Blackhawks fans are used to not seeing Jonathan Taves on the ice. Patrick Kane was only gone for less than a year when he came back. And it was also, Chris Chelios' retirement day. So there was that building was on fire that day. So I don't think it would be quite as much. And I do think, I think Kane and Taves kind of like Beatles and Stones, there's a, you can
or
like
John
them
and
both.
Paul.
Yeah, you can like them both, but it's one or the other. And I think overall there were a lot more Patrick Kane fans than Jonathan Taves fans. I think Patrick Kane appealed more to the younger fans because of the highlight reel goals and the fun that he brought on the ice. Where I think the kids loved Patrick Kane and their dads all had the Jonathan Taves jerseys because he was the more hardworking, gritty guy.
The better hockey player of the two.
Yeah.
I mean,
all around hockey
all
player.
around,
Yes, absolutely. I don't think anybody's going to debate that, but I'm looking forward to seeing Jonathan Taves back in the building, even though it's still weird that he's wearing somebody else's uniform. And I'm glad that he's getting his production back up. I mean, there were a lot of not very kind articles coming out of Canada the past few weeks when he wasn't very good, but he's found his stride here. 4 goals in 4 games, 900 career points. Hopefully he cools down a little bit on Monday, but
he could take a break from Monday.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see him there. I was just trying to think. There's not that many guys left that played with him. Connor Murphy, Alex Vlasic. If Tavo is here, Tavo played with him in that first round. That's it I could think of.
Soderblom play?
I don't know.
Was he in the organization?
He was, but I don't think he was up here.
Maybe he was here for camp or something with him.
Maybe, but yeah, I'm sure.
That's it.
That's all I could think of.
Dickinson?
No. That was Dickinson came the year after. He was and Taves also kind of had that last hurrah here, because they announced it. Remember,
really felt like his last game ever. Didn't it?
I thought, but he had that send off from the Hawks fans. He got that moment.
Oh, we forgot somebody, Joey Anderson.
But Joey Anderson's not on the team right now.
That's true, but he's in the organization.
Maybe they'll call him up for that reunion.
Wyatt Kaiser
was he on that?
Was on that team? Yeah.
Did he play? Okay.
Sam Lafferty played with him.
All right. So there are more. Well, Sam Lafferty. Is Sam Lafferty on this team?
Allegedly.
He's there.
Soderblom played. Vlasic. That's it.
Yeah. Not many guys left. And that was, 3 years ago? It's crazy.
Yeah, that was 22-23.
It wasn't that long ago.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
It does. It definitely really does. But good for JT getting back into being a productive hockey player, and him scoring goals and playing much better and the Jets as a team playing much better, not a coincidence.
I'd love to see him score a goal in a 5-2 Jets loss on Monday.
That'd be awesome.
Would love it.
I'll
even give him a hat trick. 5-3
He
loss.
could score both goals in a 5-2 loss.
Yes, I'll take that. Am I seeing correctly? Did Mitch Marner just beat the Leafs in overtime?
That'd be great. Too bad it wasn't in Toronto. That game was in Vegas.
No.
Okay.
Jack Eichel did.
Oh, that's cool. He's on my fantasy team. I like that.
All right, we're going to wrap things up. We have an off day tomorrow, but we do have a mini pod coming for you. But before we wrap up, we got to get the super chats from Z Vieira Fishing. Says Chicago trip was great, even though we lost both games. Got to meet Keith and Hossa. Hossa was kind enough to sign my girlfriend's Hossa jersey. Couldn't fit it all in the super chat, but completely fell in love with the city. Chicago was a blast, and I will definitely be back for hopefully a cup run soon. Until then, peace, thank you, and spread the word about Chicago.
That's the thing. If you've actually been here, you love it.
Yep.
Don't listen to the narrative out there because those people are idiots.
Correct.
Chloe used to hate Chicago till she moved here.
Yep. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Greatest city in the world.
There's a lot of slander happening on my end.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is
you
it?
enjoy it.
For who?
It's called hazing.
It's called rookie hazing.
Okay.
Deal with it.
Right. If we didn't make fun of you to your face, it would mean we didn't like you.
Right.
There's
Didn't
lots of
you
people we
say-
make fun of and they don't know it.
I'm pretty sure on the last
Patrick
post-game
Gordon.
show you said that. Oh, you said we should fire Chloe.
But we knew you were watching, so it was technically
you,
to your
though?
face.
Oh, no,
I don't
no,
think
meant
that you
That
did.
was not hazing.
That
Hey,
was
by the way,
right,
we're in
right.
overtime. Hit the graphic.
Oh
Come on.
gosh.
Overtime.
Well,
Let's
you're
go, Chloe.
distracting me.
Stop
Jeez,
bad
Sarah
mouthing
would've hit it
Chicago
on
and do your
time.
job.
What the heck? We're in overtime. If you're watching on Fast Channel, switch over allchgo.com. 9 seconds late. Putting it in my notes.
Oh, you could hear my cough in that. That
Another
was bad. Now I have to
Chloe
sanitize the whole microphone.
moment.
Who are you sending this to?
Oh, lots of people.
Who?
So many.
All of them.
Gary Bettman.
Gary Bettman.
Who did you see? Gary Bettman binged Heated Rivalry.
Did he? Did he like
He
it?
watched all of them in one night.
Okay, so he obviously liked it.
Yeah,
that is not
apparently.
the target audience that I would assume.
Remember
Gary
we saw
Bettman.
Gary Bettman in shorts and beachwear?
Yeah, hanging out with some like rapper.
That might have been the most surreal moment of
What
my
rapper?
career. We were at the draft in Vegas. We were in, was it Circa?
No, it was where the
Win
it
or
was,
the
it, no, it
not
was
the
where
Win.
the awards was the Fontainebleau.
The Fontainebleau? Yes, that's right. And he came out with like Bermuda shorts and like a workout shirt and no shoe. I think he had flip flops on. That was very strange to see.
Yes.
It's an image I can't shake.
And Pete DeBoer was sitting in the background.
Of course he was.
Drinking a beer.
Pulled up to the bar as always. All right, anyway, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we're dropping a mini pod. So make sure you check that out, and we'll be back Saturday for the postgame show.
I put it at 10 a.m. tomorrow, but we can drop it at 3.
Oh, well, that's usually the time our show is, but 10's fine. I don't care. You're the producer.
Okay, well.
These are your decisions. So 10?
Are you going to write it down?
No, I'm changing it. We was dropping it at 10 or 3?
I don't know. Everybody will have to find out.
We're dropping it at 10.
Drop it at
I
Okay.
made the executive
Drop
decision.
it at 12:30. That's exactly half.
Yeah,
In the
there
middle.
you go.
Okay, perfect.
Let's do it at 10. We'll drop it at 10, and then we'll be back for Hawks and Bruins on Saturday again. Make sure if you're going, you're at the very least, in your seat by 6:30, so you don't miss the big ceremony. We'll talk to you then on CHGO Blackhawks.
We all silly like the mayor.